How's this for a title? A Connecticut Oriental in King Clown World's court. Tim Lim, get down! Guys, keep your money. I am independently poor, and money would only spoil me. But send me art for the channel, or comics, or ammo. Please send ammunition. I go through a lot of it. Click the links to send me art for the channel. If you can draw a horse, send it to me, or to support the channel in other ways. You know what I'm talking about. Nudes. Real quick, keep this, let me get this, before I go to this lovely lady's image, to show you how much I don't hate Asian people. This is a book on Amazon by a genuine, certified, Bomb and Pearl Harbor Asian. So if you want to support diversity in comics, real diversity in comics, check out this book. In all seriousness, this is my kind of thing. I think maybe if I get to 500 subs, I'll start giving books away. Guess what, guys? 500 subs is going to take a long, long time. Because my last two videos, I think I lost 10 subs each because I said some, I don't know, spicy things. Anyway, that's another subject. The thing with Amazon is cool is that if you get over $25, you can get free shipping. So I don't know if that works with digital books, or, I mean, there's no shipping on digital books, but I wonder if that adds to your total order. Probably not. But you can get Flying Sparks for $16, and you can get the Meg for $25. And I'm not endorsed by these guys. They don't endorse me. I don't endorse them. I don't even really know them. But I'm just saying these are the two Comicsgate books that are on Amazon. And I'm all about free shipping. It kills me. It kills me to pay for shipping. Anyway, guys, you can check these out on Amazon. The Meg and Flying Sparks. This might be another video. Jane Fonda, Hanoi Jane, at the Oscars wearing Pomelotto jewelry because it only uses responsible, ethically harvested gold and sustainable diamonds. Hashtag Oscars. Oh my God. Oh my God, the clown world. Clown world. Okay, keep this lovely lady's image in mind as we look through the comic. She is the pretty Japanese woman of color who is Japanese. She is marginalized and oppressed because she is Japanese. Did you know Elizabeth Warren is an American Indian? Imagine that. Two stunning and brave women of color. So did I mention that she's Japanese? Well, konnichiwa, my little geisha girl. You make me think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. So all apologies to Tim Lim and Mike Miller. Hey, I might need to apologize to myself because I suspect that I actually contain a tad more Japanese than this lovely lady, but whatever. I would read her introduction, but I think you choke on the smarm. You know, my aunt is Japanese. One's Japanese, the other one's Chinese. But it's funny that this woman, Sarah Khan is her name, you guys look so different. My aunt actually looks Japanese, where this woman, Sarah Khan, just looks kind of Irish. Kind of weird, really. I wonder what part of Japan she's from. Are you from Toyota Kawasakiburg? Right outside of Benihana Ninja? Why not just claim to be a hobbit while you're at it? You know, as a person of Wookiee descent, let me tell you all about my experience as a person of fur. Let me put forth a wild and crazy idea. I got to go through these pages quick because there's a lot of them. If I am, and each one is just exemplifies what I'm talking about. You got to take a look at who the protagonists are, who the antagonists are. Guys, if I am 75% Chinese and say 25% French, what would you think I would call myself? Well, Bianca, I'd call you really weird. Yeah, but other than that, most people would go by the mathematical majority, but whatever, apparently facts are istophobics. Guys, let me just say up front that there are no sacred cows. Either it's all okay, or none of it is okay. You can't be cool with poking fun at some groups, but not others. That is the definition of hypocrite and istophobe. If you really believe in treating all humans equally, then that means you actually have to treat them equally. You can't attack the Irish but treat the Russians as untouchable. That is putting one group above another. But when people actually point out that issue, they get deplatformed. What's the phrase? When you outlaw peaceful discourse, the only thing people have left is violent revolution. I'm sure someone will correct me. And please do. I mean that seriously. It's funny. If you don't know something on a YouTube video, you just have to ask, and someone will know what it was. The Pit and the Pendulum by Edgar Allan Poe. Someone correct me in the last video. People really seem to enjoy free expression. Even in China and Europe, they are wondering why they aren't allowed to speak truth to power. People are wondering, why are there different rules for different people? Why are some people more equal than others? What's that Animal Farm? 2 legs good, 4 legs bad, and then 4 legs bad, 2 legs good, whatever. Here's the thing. I make these videos where I call out everyone, but when I start looking at sacred cows, I get called istophobic or get death threats from Ahmed. But that is just to be expected. I am not istophobic. I believe everyone needs to be treated equally. Can we joke about gay Catholic priests being degenerates? Well, sure, Bianca, that's cool. F those Catholics. Okay, now, let's do the rabbis and imams. Whoa. Whoa. That is a bridge too far. Some things are sacred. Reminds me of a comedian who was performing the same tired old jokes about Catholics. Norm Macdonald was judging the show and flat out told him the same. Attacking Catholics is easy and safe. It seems odd that you ignore the other 2 Abrahamic religions. I'm talking about the Muslims and Jews. The comedian looked kind of nervous because he knew that he had been caught out. I bet you didn't know that Christians are the most persecuted people in the world. I'm not just exaggerating for effect. The World Health Organization said the same. Christians are slaughtered more than any other major religion, more than Hindus, Jews, Muslims, Zoroastrians, whatever. Do you ever wonder why the media never covers it? What do they cover? They cover when the Buddhists attack the Muslims. Gee, you think that one might be in self-defense? Jeez, don't get me started. Or when the Palestinians and Israelis fight. Why do the media ignore the Muslims thinning out the Christian herds? Doesn't that make anyone curious? And there's a guy on YouTube. I'll put his link below. And he doesn't endorse me or anything. Don't get the wrong idea. I don't want to tarnish these people with, I don't know, fruit of the poison tree, whatever. God, what's he called? He does his history, and he does a history of Islamic expansion. He tries to be as neutral as possible. It's very interesting because as the Muslims went into the Byzantine Empire, you see these little enclaves of whatever religion was there before, and then over time, it turns to Muslim, like 100%. And then, of course, it's convert or die, pretty much. So why is the media ignoring the slaughter of the Christians when the World Health Organization doesn't? In fact, why does the media it seems like they're deliberately not focusing on it. Again, it's the elephant in the room, and you can tell the shape of it by the footprints, and then you look at the footprints, and anyway. What about South Africa? Doesn't it seem odd that the media doesn't cover those brutal, savage crimes? Oh shit, they said savage. Are you starting to get the idea that the media has a certain bias? But when someone dares to mention media bias, it's a right-wing conspiracy about gay frogs and tinfoil hats. See, I think I am lightly and delicately lampooning the hypocrisy so prevalent today, but there are people in the comments who are seriously pissed off and actually hurt because I treated people equally. So, and first let me just get out of the way, I do like all people. I love all people. I think everyone can be good people, and there's good and bad in all groups. So let me ask you, are there sacred cows? Are some groups so superior that they are off limits? But if so, aren't we just left with the only safe thing to lampoon are blonde male Christians, i.e. orange man bad? Can't you see how that would build up resentments? And really, think about what you're doing. You're saying that racism is acceptable. It's on the table. It's a legitimate point to be argued. Is it bad or is it good? Make up your mind. You got to pick your battles here. Or if you have a principle that it's bad, then you need to abide by that principle. The thing is, they don't have principles. And they are racist. There's no way around that. Try reading a comic book. Try reading 100 comic books. You'll know what I'm talking about. or go on Twitter for a month and follow the media accounts. I'll leave it at that. Follow media accounts on Twitter for a month. You'll know what I'm talking about. I think it's called verified hate, blue check mark hate, and there's some other hashtags, but, you know, I would just watch the sub count plummet. Anyway, so this woman, Sarah Khan, come with me if you want to live, is a quote-unquote Asian American. Okay. You look Eastern European or maybe Irish, Portuguese, Spanish, but whatever. You say you're Asian, I'll take your word for it. You don't look like my family, but whatever. You're Asian. I'm sure you're Asian. Her backstory is that blurb I didn't read because it goes on and on, self-congratulatory, San Francisco style fart sniffing. Oh, this is a white guy robbing a library while a woman in hijab looks on at horror, and a brown guy, black or Mexican, whatever, watches the blonde man be a robber, because that fucking happens. Her backstory is that she was raised in a small town in rural America where she had to withstand the brutal racism of small town Americans. So I was thinking to myself, oh my, that poor girl. Were the black kids mean to you? Needle scratch on record. How dare you? Oh Lord, no, not the black kids. Oh, so were the Hispanic kids mean to you? Is that who you're talking about? Wait, let me guess. It's fuck Whitey, right? Is that where you're going with your story? The punchline is always going to be F Whitey. Of course it is. Because why not? Now, I grew up in a very mixed little town, and my best friends were two black kids, so I do like black folks quite a bit. There were Italians, Irish, Germans, Spanish, whites, browns, blacks, and guess who the racist and the bullies were? Hint, hint. It was not the white kids. It was wasn't the blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids who were being racist and bullies. And actually, to be fair, it wasn't the black kids either. It was, well, I won't say who it was, but it definitely wasn't. It wasn't the white kids. Anyway, so Sarah Khan, please tell me all about your brutal struggle growing up 25% Asian in Portland. I'm sure the burden must have been too much to bear. You, me, and Tim Pool, we're all mixed race. So let's see how we can milk it for shekels. The incredible struggles of being mixed race. Actually, it means that you belong to no group. So in all seriousness, I don't recommend it. But of course, your mileage may vary. So, Shadow of the Batgirl, it sucks. Just because a comic is for kid doesn't mean the art and story doesn't matter. The art you can see for yourself. It's in a style for very young children who probably have a drinking problem. Little kids still want good art. Don't use the excuse that because it's for kids, it can be Simple Jack style. What was that movie? Simple Jack. Ben Stiller. Oh, I can never... The thing is, you think making videos is so easy. You don't understand. All of a sudden, you get a camera on, and you find that you were unexpectedly nervous and start stumbling over words simply because you're on camera. It's like, you've been doing it for a few months. Maybe you should relax. It just doesn't work that way. I don't. Oh, hey, what's this? Okay. The story and the tropes. The first thing you notice is that men are bad. And guess what? Blonde men are really bad. The protagonist is a mixed Japanese with an evil Japanese dad. Oh no, plot twist. It's a big blonde man who is her evil dad. Because blonde man bad. It never ends with these people. Sarah Khan. How do I say this? The name does not sound very Japanese. It actually sounds, and there go 10 subs. The good characters are Asian women, a white girl in a wheelchair. Think about the symbolism of that. And I think the white girl is a red-haired girl in a wheelchair because they want you to know she's white, not, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Greek. They want you to know she's whitey white, real white, not vaguely ethnic. There's a black boy who is a purse puppy, soulful saint. He's a poet and the Asian girl's boyfriend because Asian families love interracial relationships. Except they don't. They really, really don't. All the bad people in this diverse comic are white men because that is typically who commits crime in big cities. Except that's actually the group that doesn't. They have a white guy running away from a library fine. A white guy. So Batgirl violently attacks him. The white criminal, who is a criminal, who also happens to be white, because that happens. The library fine is just a civil action. The library would suspend your account until you pay your fine. Maybe they send you a bill. This is just a straw man to show a blonde man in a negative light. It never ends with these people. Blonde men aren't the ones ripping off libraries. Oh, there's a scene where a blonde homeless man sexually assaults the Asian girl. Do you know who commits assaults in cities? Hint, it's not blonde guys. I think you all know this. If you check the FBI stats, it's most definitely not blonde men committing violent crimes against the person, but we all already knew this. But it's istophobic when someone makes a comic that shows who's actually robbing the liquor store or running gangs in cities. So you're left with these ridiculous storylines where every single gang is a blonde motorcycle gang. It's like they're in Sweden or something. Or, old Sweden before diversity. At some point, you have to just call them bull feathers. I retweeted an ad I saw for some Netflix show. It had a criminal in a ski mask. White guy in a ski mask. Out of the average, say, 100 crimes where people commit the crimes while in ski masks, what percentage of them do you think are blonde dudes? Keep in mind that they are 60% of the American population. We all know how retarded this is. No worse, it's deliberate. It's propaganda. But it also makes for really bad comics. It tugs at the back of your mind. Something is wrong. Finally, it clicks, and the comic is ruined. Sarah Kuhn, and Nicole Go. That's our little Asian American friend. Okay. So they literally cannot show a non-blonde character robbing a liquor store. The editors wouldn't allow it because Twitter would riot. And to be honest, they don't want to show it. They really hate the people of Uggs and Starbucks, the beautiful people of the light. They enjoy making propaganda. Can we just start World War III already? Oh, there's in the comic, there's a reading group of kids. Now guess who the fat, stupid, disruptive kid is? If you guessed the people of Kool-Aid, you'd be wrong. It's the people of Diet Coke. Honestly, this stuff is making me insane. And, I was thinking about, this thing got me thinking about these two black guys I was friends with. And they were, it was seriously all about cliche foods of the South, because they were from the South. And it was like fried chicken and all those collard greens and stuff like that. But definitely Kool-Aid. But Kool-Aid was just popular at the time. And it's poison, but the coolest recipe they did teach me is also the simplest. It's just buttered toast with a little sugar and cinnamon on top of it. It's like the best dessert in the world. It's just, not very good for you, but it is shockingly good. Just a little butter and cinnamon and a little sugar. Just, very good. That's one thing I learned about black folks. They really, really like sugar, like crazy amounts of sugar. My best friends were these two black kids and black family who actually grew pot in their yard. It was kind of funny. And the other group of friends were south of the borders. They were cool too, but the thing about them is the Kool-Aid and the sugar. It's like they would put an amazing amount of sugar. I'd watch these girls put sugar in their Kool-Aid, and it was just, even as a kid, I knew this was something was a little messed up about this. Anyway, where was I going with this? God, this is a long video. But the only consolation, I know nobody's going to get to minute 18. And I'm probably going to lose some subs, because I know when I talk about this kind of stuff, it's not what YouTube is for. YouTube is for, like, just fluffy cartoons and comics and stuff. And I know eventually they're going to kick me off. Whatever. I can't do anything about that. I could talk about comics, but it's like these comics, once you see this, it's like in They Live, when you put on the sunglasses, once you see this kind of hatred against the people of Mazda Miatas, you can't unsee it. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, guys. If you want to support the channel, go ahead. You can buy me a coffee at that coffee account, PayPal, Patreon. People have supported. It's been very cool. Or if you don't want to support the channel, you can send me some art for the channel. That would be awesome. Anyway, I will see you guys all next episode.